All right, Joey Braun, what's up, man? It's Mr. Murray. It is Saturday morning. I am in the classroom going over your kitchen written assignment. I'm going to start with the reflective statement and then look at the essay, then give you the scores, upload the thing to YouTube, and hopefully you'll get it. I'll give you till Monday night, midnight, to revise this if you want to, okay? So, starting with the reflective statement, I like how it starts. My understanding of cultural and contextual considerations, that's going to be was developed through the interactive oral presentation in quite a few ways, or in several ways. The setting is good. She grew up in a liberal family, wrote 30 minutes a day, existentialism, that's good stuff. I would suggest maybe breaking these into kind of like the separate paragraphs, different ideas of what's going on, especially technology and gender inequality. Just throwing that out there. Another thing you learned about was the names. Great. I think that's awesome. The stuff in yellow is a little condescending, and you just don't need it. No need. That's why we've got this interactive oral, is so we can learn, you know? Because I think the average reader would have been Japanese, and they would have got this in the first place. So anyway, take that out. For these last two paragraphs, if you would, put in that little introductory tag. In the interactive oral, we learned that the kitchen was a symbol and place of safety, and groups would come together and cook. Same with death, okay? Again, this last bit in yellow, I would say just take out. There you go. All right, cool. Reflective statement, bit of a stretch right now to call it a 2, but I think, okay, 2. With those changes, you could move it up to a 3 pretty easy because you make some good points. All right, for the paper itself, on the whole, I really like the idea of the Buddha, the teachings of Buddhism, the ideas being represented through Eriko in kitchen. I think that's really insightful, and could make this for an excellent paper. Yellow is caution or take out. Green is good, and yellow and green make blue. So blue, there's something good in there, but there's probably something that needs some attention. So what I noticed initially is too much summary about Siddhartha. We don't really need this. I think really we need to kind of focus either on the idea that life is suffering, and through that you gain enlightenment. Maybe the Four Noble Truths is going to be the way you do that. Maybe you go with the Noble Eightfold Path, but we don't have to make this like one-to-one correlation between any of those and the novel. It doesn't have to work just that perfectly. All you need to do is just kind of bring out some examples, which you do, of how they're very similar. Particularly the belief that the negatives make positives that many live by. I think that's good stuff. Let's see, in blue. I don't know. I don't think I think to about here, this decision allowed her to learn more about hardship and happiness in her life. Is where we start to kind of turn down the I'm not sure path. And then you get to her decision, while it may have seemed like the wrong thing to do to everyone around her, made her happy and decided the pain was worth the happiness it would bring her. Not sure that we actually have evidence for that in the text. We do learn in the letter that her wife's parents did not approve. And that's why she urges Yuichi not to find them and go to them after she's dead. But other than that, it seems that the focus of the novella and of Yoshimoto's is that Eriko never looks back, never once regrets. And we never see any regrets. And I don't see a lot of evidence of the pain or gender inequality or anything like that, really, brought out in the book, that we could reference. So perhaps what we do have are Eriko's own words that say she did this because she would never love another woman. So that's why she's going to become a woman. For what it's worth. Okay. I love the quote you've got here. We need a page number for this quote, because this is really the quote that makes your paper. And in some ways, I feel like it might need to be moved up to the introduction, or maybe into the first paragraph. But it establishes this link. It's not just made up that Eriko is the Buddha, and their connection is the smile. So that's great. Now, this is where it gets, I think, you're forcing it. Definitely the death of Buddha and Eriko's murder. I don't think you need to go there. I think the focus should be on, and I guess it comes back to the Four Noble Truths and how much Eriko embodies and embraces those Four Noble Truths. So suffering is ingrained in part of our existence. The origin of suffering is craving for sensuality, acquisition of identity, and annihilation, and that suffering can be ended. I don't know. Maybe it's the Eightfold Path. Maybe that would be it. Maybe that would be better. But it feels like this is really forced here with trying to make the connections and the death. And she decided to make her life by making herself. Eriko was murdered because of the change she decided to make in her life by making herself a woman. That is, no, don't say that. Don't do that. I don't think that's correct. And I guess what's in yellow here to me is kind of tied to this introduction where you're asserting that it is not uncommon for the author of a book to relate a character to someone of great importance in the world. Man, I don't know. I guess as I do know. I disagree. It's not always the case, other than the fact that heroic qualities may be similar, and we can certainly pull those out. I think really you need to start here with Banana Yoshimoto in her novel Kitchen compares Eriko and the Buddha, and through an understanding of this, we have more insight into perhaps Yoshimoto's claim that joy comes through despair. Don't call her Banana. Okay, it's Yoshimoto. You can call her Banana Yoshimoto once, and then the rest of the time just call her Yoshimoto. Erica and Buddha have very similar belief systems and philosophy of life, and much of what Buddha taught during his life represented in the actions. And philosophies, encouragements, words, I'm not sure. Teachings might be a stretch. You yourself, as much as anybody in the entire universe, deserve love, life. And if this is what she based it around, then that needs to be up in our introduction, okay? This needs to be your thesis statement, because it is good, okay? All right, so knowledge and understanding, the insight here is strong, man, and it's good. That's a 4 out of 6. Appreciation of author's choices, 3 out of 6. There's a lot you can say that's going to help that out. The organization and development is the lowest score here. It's 2 out of 5. We're going to bring that up by focusing on one aspect of the Buddha's teaching, by not trying to make a one-to-one correlation between Buddha's life and Eriko's. I don't think Yoshimoto is trying to do that either. I do think that any of these last claims you make that are in green in your conclusion are, however, very valid and do deserve to be examined. And you get a solid thesis statement there, and it's going to really blow that score up from a 2. It should be a 4, easy. And E, criterion E, use of language is a 3 right now. If nothing else, because you put the word swag in. Okay, take that out. Thanks a lot. Have a great weekend, and see ya. Takes forever, things stop.